Hey guys, Mr. Mackey here. Now yesterday we were looking at areas of shapes, compound shapes like these, and I set you this challenge to find out which shape had the bigger area, and you need to use some knowledge that I gave you in previous videos to find out the answer. So let's firstly work out the area of shape A. Now, we know that this base is 25, and this line here, and this line here adds together to get 25. So if this and this make 16, then our missing line would make 9 centimetres. Now we have all of the lines we need, we can find the area. Now I'm going to split this shape into 3. So, what is the area of this rectangle? Well, we have a height of 20 and a base of 8. So we multiply them together, and that will get us an area of 160 centimetres squared. Now, because this rectangle is the same as that one, we could also write 160 centimetres squared there as well. So what's the area of this shape here? Well, we have our base of 9, but what's our height? Well, this line 10 centimetres and this line here makes up 20. So if that's 10, then this line is also 10. So 9 times 10 is 90 centimetres squared. So what is the overall area of this compound shape? 160 and 160 gets you 320. Add 90 gets you a total area of 410 centimetres squared. Now let's work out the area of B. First, let's find our missing sides. So what I'm going to draw a line here. Now, the most important thing is that this line here will be the same as this line here. But how do we find that line? Well, we can use Pythagoras. We have a hypotenuse 25, and we do have our other side, but we just don't know it yet. This total line makes 20. There's a 13 there. So this line makes up 7 centimetres. And when you do Pythagoras, you'll then work out this baseline is 24 centimetres, and that makes this line 24 centimetres as well. So what is the overall area of this rectangle? Well, you do 24 times 13. I'm just using a calculator to be on the safe side, and that gets you 312 centimetres squared. And then to work out the area of this triangle, you do 24 times 7, and then you halve it, and that will get you 84 centimetres squared. So what you then do is you add them all together, so 84, 312, and that will get you a total area of 396 centimetres squared. So the shape that has the big area is A. Now that we've done a lot of work on area, for the final episode of this part of Shapes Week, we're going to be focusing on area again, but in a bit more different approach. Let's see what I mean. So I have this rectangle here, with a base of X, but a height of 7. And I know the area of this shape is 56 centimetres squared. So how do I find the missing side? Well, we know that the base multiplied by the height gets you 56. So let's write this so it's a bit easier to follow. X times 7 equals 56. So 7x equals 56. How do I tidy up to find x? You do some balancing. So that means we're going to be dividing by 7 on both sides. So our missing side, x equals 8. So what do we write at the bottom? We write 8 centimetres. Always remember the units whenever we're having a problem where they're needed. There could also be problems, however, where we have to do a bit more algebra to work out our answer. Like this one. We have a rectangle with a base of x and a height of 3x, and that gets us an area of 48 centimetres squared. So how do we find what x is? So we do our base times our height, x times 3x, that gets us 3x squared. And our 3x squared gets us 48. How do we balance this out a bit more? Let's divide by 3 on both sides. So we have x squared equaling 16. So now what we've got to do is we've got to square root R16 to get what x is, because this is what x squared is. Now when we root it, we can get two answers. We can get 4 or negative 4. Why can't we use negative 4 in this? Because you can't have a negative measurement. You can't have negative 4 centimetres. That's impossible. Well, improbable. I remember no such thing as impossible. So the most sensible one in this is 4. So this x would be 4 centimetres. And there's 3x, we do 3 times 4, that become 12 centimetres. So sometimes you will have to use algebra to work out the answer. But as long as we've done algebra before, you should be fine. So I have this triangle with a base of 3x and a height of 6. And the area is 72 metres squared. How do I find what x is? Well, we first got to remember, we do 6 times 3x times a half. So 6 times 3x is 18x, times a half, that will get us 9x equaling 72. And then to simplify it, we divide by 9 on both sides. So we get our missing side as 8 metres. But we're doing 3 times x. So we do 3 times 8. And that will get us 24 metres. The important thing you need to remember is that rectangles and squares use a different formula for triangles. So as long as you remember that rectangles and squares, you just do the base times the height, and for triangles you do the base times the height and then halve it, you can find the missing sides of any shape and then find the areas of them as well. Now, because this is Sunday and we're starting off something new next week, or are we, here is your challenge for today. So your challenge is this. I have 2 shapes. The areas of these 2 shapes are the same. Find x. Now, because it's Sunday, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to work this out. So pause the video, give it a go, and then I'll go over it. So, the most important thing we need to do is we need to work out the formulas for the areas for each one. So for the triangle, we do 12. So we have 5x plus 3 and 12. So we do 12 times 5x plus 3, which gets you a total of, so we do 12 times 5x, which is 60x. And then 12 times 3, which gets you 36. So that is the multiply, but then you need to halve them. So the actual formula for the area in this one is 30x plus 18. Now to find the area of this shape, we need to do 4x multiplied by 9, and that will get us 36x. Now, the reason why I put the equal sign here is because remember the areas of these shapes are exactly the same. So, now we balance this out. We take away 30x on both sides. So this then becomes 18 equals 6x. How do we then find out what 1x is? We divide by 3 on both sides, 6 on both sides. No, do I say 3? Oh wait, no, because that's the answer. So our x will equal 3. We can check if it's right though. We can substitute that with a 3 here. So 4 times 3 is 12. And then we can substitute that 3 here, so that becomes 18. And we can then work out the areas of each. 12 times 9, that gets you a total of 108. 18 times 12 and then halved will also get you 108 metres squared. Now next week we're going to be doing more of shapes because it's a big topic. We're going to do some areas of some more complicated shapes at the start of the week, and then near the end of the week we're going to be focusing a lot more on volume. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Hope you're enjoying the shape so far. I'm looking forward to doing more of this next week. Good luck, keep practicing, and take care, guys.